Alright, so if you get really bad headaches, there's a lot of different things that you can do. And I can definitely tell you right now that headaches ain't fun at all. Nobody wants a headache. There are different types of headaches. There are headaches, there's migraine headaches people have. No one likes headaches. And there are types of ways that I know to get rid of headaches. There's taking a bath, there's your head sometimes does help. And salt bath does help sometimes. A nice hot shower sometimes. And sometimes certain types of medicines sometimes work. Sometimes you might not really think that they are going to work. Sometimes they do work. Sometimes they just won't work for you in general sometimes. So you never know what to expect sometimes. And don't expect things to just magically happen and then wind up not working. So if you want something to work, you have to believe it's going to work, because sometimes it might not work. But you always have to believe in yourself that whatever it is that's going on, you have to believe that it's going to work. If you think that it's going to work, it might not work for you sometimes. But that's why I always tell myself is, just keep giving yourself positive information. Tell yourself, this is going to work. I hope it works. It's going to work. Because I just need this headache to go away. Because nobody wants a bad migraine headache. It's not fun. It's really painful. Sometimes with the migraine headaches, I know I've had 3 before. My head hurt me so bad that I felt like my head was going to explode. That's how bad my head hurt. And if you cry during a migraine headache, it's going to do nothing but give you more pain. And nobody wants headaches or migraine headaches to get worse. Because nobody likes headaches. Headaches ain't fun. No one wants to experience migraine headaches, especially. And most times, loud music and loud sounds can also give you a headache too. Real bad. If you don't get rid of that headache first, that headache will get worse and it will turn into a migraine headache. And definitely believe me when I say this, you don't want to have to go through it. You don't want to experience it because it is not fun. And once you experience a migraine headache, you'll remember it forever. Because there was one time when I had one migraine headache when I was in school my freshman year. My head hurt me so bad that I had to deal with it throughout the whole entire school. So from about second hour all the way till it was time to go home. So as soon as when I went home, I instantly took some headache medicine to get my headache to go away. And it took me almost about 4 hours to try and get this thing to go away. And nothing happened. So that's when I had to run to Mom, and Mom gave me some headache medicine. And then it took her about 15 minutes to get this headache away. She said, "How bad is your headache?" And I searched enough to make my head explode, and she goes, "Well, that ain't no headache, that's a migraine headache." I said, "I know. It hurts so bad that I could not stop holding my face because my face and my head both hurt real bad." I'm telling you flat out how it is, because I've experienced 3 of them before. Not fun. You don't want to experience it. When you cry, your headache gets worse, and no relaxation, and you get nothing but pain. And the second time I had it, I was a junior in school, and I was in lunch eating my food at Bonner Springs High School, and my head hurt me so bad that I was holding my head just like this. My head hurt me so bad. My face was hot. I knew I had a migraine headache. I could not deal with the pain. So that's when I had to leave the lunchroom, and I had to tell my teacher, hey, I need to leave the lunchroom because I have a bad migraine headache and my headache is getting worse. She's like, all right, you can go to the nurse. She'll give you some medicine. She should give you some ice to put on your face to get the heat to go away. And my face was cold after I put the ice on my face. Once the nurse told me to take the ice off my face, my head was freezing cold and my headache did not go away. So she had me go back to the lunchroom, finish up my food, and I'm like, I'm already done eating, so I really can't do nothing. So she told me she was gonna call mom, but she didn't. And mom just texted me and she said, hey, what's going on? And I said, I'm in the nurse's office with a really bad headache and my headache won't go away. She said, well, what'd you do to get your head hurt? And I said, I didn't do anything. I was just in lunch and my head just started hurting out of nowhere. Probably from all the kids that were screaming and yelling and talking loud in the lunchroom. She said, okay, well, finish out the day and I'll talk to you when you get home. I said, all right. So when I got home from school, she was not there. So I had to pretty much fight this headache to make it go away on my own. And what were the odds? A nice hot bath actually made it go away. And then the third time I got a really bad migraine headache, I was at our dad's house 2 years ago. My head being there that I just could not stand the pain anymore. So he tried praying for me. Praying for me actually made it worse. Like it felt like I had two migraine headaches at the same time. I could not stand the pain, and I had to call mom. Well, instead of me calling mom, I texted her and I said, hey, I have a real bad migraine headache right now. Is there any way that you can come get me from dad's? She said, I'm on my way. Once she was on the way, she got to dad's. She came and got me, brought me back home, and she said, well, what'd you do to get a migraine headache? And I said, I was sitting in the living room with Dad and Anna, stepmom, and I was talking with them, and out of nowhere, my head started hurting. She said, okay, well, what caused the migraine? I said, I'm sure it was probably from Dad and our stepmom talking because they're known for giving me bad headaches. And that was the first time I had migraine headaches since I've been over there at Dad's house. And mom's like, well, don't tell me he tried praying. I said, yeah. He tried praying for me, and she goes, did it help? I said, no. He made my migraine headache 10 times worse than what it was. She said, oh, that's hilarious. Dad's most famous word, pray about it. Just pray about it. Everything's gonna be fine. Oh, this happened on your, oh, just pray about it. Everything's gonna be good. And what were the odds? Mom had to take me to the doctor to get this headache away because every second would get worse and worse. And we couldn't figure out what was wrong with me and why I was getting so much bad, painful migraine headache. And I just had a headache a few minutes ago, and I'm trying to get to the way, and it's slowly going away on its own. Most times you don't have any sort of headache medicine. Most times you just gotta deal with the pain, but nobody wants to deal with the pain from a headache because painful headaches ain't fun. I can tell you that right now exactly how it is. And I'm also supposed to be working on your guys' surprise video I'm supposed to be making, but I have a lot of surprise videos that I'm going to be making. I'm working on them, and I will make one of the surprise videos on Okay, like I was saying before, I had to get disconnected from not doing anything, but I had to get connected to the Wi-Fi. But I have a surprise video coming up sometime in 2 months in June of this year, and I'm not going to say what that one is because I'm not going to say it until I complete what it is I'm working on. But you guys don't know what I'm working on. I won't tell you guys until I do it. But the only one that knows what the surprise is right now is me. So I am actually going to make the surprise video sometime in 2 months. And I'm also am going to be working on some more surprise videos. But none of you guys are going to know what they are unless if I make them. And I will make them because that's the whole part of the surprise is showing the video. Just trying to figure out this TV. So most TVs like to be stubborn and not want to work with you sometimes. And most times you mess up on accident, not on purpose. But most times some people mess up on accident and hit the wrong button that you not meant to hit. But most times everyone always says accidents happen for a reason or everything happens for a reason. And most times you never know. Things could just happen out of nowhere. I'm gonna put in my favorite movie because I have not been able to watch my movie at all today, and I've been busy for an hour with my surprise. So I've been busy on my surprise for about an hour. So I have not been able to do nothing for an hour. So whenever I get the time, when I'm not busy with my surprise, I take a break and I watch my favorite movies. And that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm looking up my favorite movie. Same movies I watch every day. And yes, I do love to watch my movies in order from first to fifth. If I can find the right movie. I'm sure this is it. Yep, I done did had the TV up way too loud. That's my bad. But that was not planned just now, and that wasn't supposed to happen, but clearly I had the TV up to 30. But I can hear the TV when it's on too, and I just like to listen to my movies loudly because for some reason I was trying to figure out if this was the right movie or not because there's different versions of it because it goes from 1 through 5 and it stops at 5. So clearly I found the right one that I was looking for, and now I'm gonna watch my movie whenever I'm through with this video. And this video, my last one was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 50 seconds long. This one, I did say last time that my last one was gonna be the longest. The longest video I've ever made was 7 hours and something minutes and 59 seconds long. But clearly I had to delete that one off my old YouTube account from last 2 years ago because the only reason why I had to get rid of it is because that account got shut down. I could not use that account anymore. So I had to make up a whole new account, and the one that I made up last year before my birthday, that one also got messed up. So I had to make this is my 4th YouTube account that I've been through and that I've had. So I'm gonna try and hold on to this YouTube account as long as I possibly can. So however long this video can get, I will be thankful if I can actually make it past 7 hours. Hopefully longer. If I don't make it that far, then I'm gonna have to start all over again and try and make it a little bit further in. But while no one's here, the whole time while it's just me here alone by myself, I like to have fun and I like to watch my movies by myself. I also love to listen to my music and make my videos from my phone and from the TV. I'll listen to my videos from the TV and I'll make my videos right here on my phone as I'm doing right now. So, and also if you have not seen my smoothie making video, it's pretty much just me already making the drink, but you don't see the drink when I'm making it. You don't see it until it's finished. So once I finish the video, then you see the drink, but you don't see me making it. But actually, I'm gonna do that now so that you guys can actually get a chance to see what it is that I'm doing and how I do it. So I'm gonna make my video while I'm making my drink. So then that way you guys can get an idea of what it is on what I do and how I do it in a certain order that I go in. Because there's always a certain order that I go in that really only certain people know about it, but certain people don't. All right. I'm gonna turn this. No. All right. I'm just leave that sitting down. Okay, that works. Okay. That's about as good as it's gonna get. All right, got to get my blender. Real small blender. It's only about a one-time use. It's not something that you can use like one of the big blenders. It's just a real small blender. That's really all it is. With a top too. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my strawberries that are frozen. Get my frozen blueberries. And I'm gonna combine these together. Next, need some frozen or cold yogurt. All right, so you got frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, you got cold vanilla yogurt, and then because I can't have normal milk, I have to have either chocolate almond milk or coconut milk. And the reason why I can't have normal milk is because it makes me sick and I start throwing up. All right. So you got four things, the blender and the top. So there's 2, 4, 6. All right. So I'm gonna start with my strawberry or blueberries first. And there's really no limit amount of things that you can put in. Just make sure if you have one of these single small blenders like what I have, make sure you be very easy and don't put a whole bunch in there, because if you put too much in there, the blade will break. It's burning out the blade and it does not sound good. Alright, so there's 8 scoops of blueberries. And I actually figured out if you're trying to lose weight, the best thing that you can do is drink strawberries and blueberries mixed, because I actually found that it works 10 times faster than what it usually would if you drink them separate. Alright, so here's the blueberries. Only put 8 scoops in there. Next is the strawberry. So I actually figured out that you can actually make ice cream or a drink doing what I'm doing. So you can either make this into ice cream or you can just drink it plain how it is. I actually like drinking it because it actually doesn't have to worry about, I mean, if you have sensitive teeth, then you can still drink it, but it's also it's still gonna taste good if it's cold and not frozen. And if you're in a hurry to go somewhere, you can still drink it, but you don't have to worry about freezing it, because freezing it is going to take more time. And some people might not be happy with that. All right, 8 scoops of blueberries, 8 scoops of strawberries. Next, all right, so this is what I got right now. 8 and 8. And one thing I like doing the most, just as long as if you're careful and don't make a mess, I like to pour the yogurt in. Just make sure it doesn't come all out at once in one big drop. Now, if you can't pour it, because if you're afraid that you're going to make a mess, so if you don't pour it, you can always scoop it out. And it also makes the strawberries and the blueberries blend together a lot easier and a lot softer. If you always need to add in extra yogurt or almond milk or coconut milk, you can add it in at any point in time. Just make sure that you don't burn the blades up when you're doing it. And be extremely careful when you're pouring the coconut or almond milk, because if you ain't careful, things are going to splash and fly everywhere, and we don't need that. And I don't bother measuring out the stuff with my cup, because it takes way too long to measure all the stuff, so I always put it in as much as I want. So the limit stops at 450. I go above the line. So I'm going to put the milk off to the side, yogurt off to the side. put the top on. Alright, so this is what we got right now. Plug the blender in, and then we're gonna go. Now you're supposed to hold it, just keep pushing on and off. That's what you're supposed to do, but I don't do that because it takes too long and it's annoying. So I just hold it down. And it never hurts to check the top to make sure that it's blended down, because most times these blenders don't like blending stuff down all the way thoroughly the way how it's supposed to be. So you can always take off the top just to check it to see how much is still frozen. Because if you still leave some blueberries or strawberries or anything that it is that you're mixing in with it, make sure that you blend it down all the way, because if you don't, your mouth is going to be frozen, your mouth is going to hurt, and you don't want to choke down big chunks of vegetables or fruits. Yeah, that didn't sound good. All right. So, this is what I got right now. Even if there's still stuff frozen in the top, ain't gonna get me that far. But I really can't do nothing when the top is still frozen and the blender doesn't sound good. So, we gonna leave the phone right there. I'm just messing around if some people can't tell. Oh, and also one last thing before I go and forget. If you ever need to break the stuff down and take the stuff that's on top and bring it to the bottom, you can either use a spoon or a knife. And make sure that you actually have somebody with you to assist you, because if you don't know how to use a blender and you don't know what you're doing, make sure you have someone by your side to assist you so that you don't get hurt. Because we don't need nothing bad happening. So it's always better to have somebody to assist you and someone that stays by your side that knows what they're doing. Because if you have someone beside you that doesn't have any idea of what they're doing, then both you guys can get hurt. And we don't need that. So, I just made this yesterday, and I just made this one just now. But this is the same drink that I just made yesterday. But I already know it's going to be good because I've had it so many different times. All you can really taste is the berries. That's all you can really taste. You can't taste the milk. You can't taste the yogurt. But it's still good. Oh, and also another tip off of this. If you're allergic to milk, just any milk in general, doesn't matter what type of milk it is. If you're allergic to milk, you probably should not be using this to drink, because milk can cause you to have a breakout milk rash, and something else could happen besides just that. But we don't need people breaking out in rashes. And make sure that you're careful when you drink it too, because this stuff can stain and it will make a mess. But it really is fun to drink. And it's also fun to make too. I'm just waiting on this TV to load. This TV likes to move at its own pace. Every time when you want to watch your favorite movie, it just moves at its own pace. Yeah, here we go. But I'm just doing this video as entertainment. I'm not just doing it just to do it, because the only reason why I'm doing it as entertainment right now is because I'm bored out of my mind. I just got done with my second part of my first surprise, so I'm just trying to figure this video out, even though that I do know what I'm doing with this video, and I'm still trying to accomplish my first surprise, and it's going to be a while before I can actually accomplish it. And once I achieve my surprise, I will let every single one of you guys know exactly what it is I'm doing and when you guys are going to see me, even though I believe it will happen. I just don't know if it is or if it ain't. But whenever I do get a chance to see you guys can always run up to me and just yell my name whenever you want. I don't care where this happens at. You guys can run up to me. I'll let you guys take pictures with me. I will sign things for you guys. I will talk with you guys. If I'm by myself in the store with mom, if I'm with mom and if I'm off walking around the store by myself, you guys can always come talk with me. I'm not scared to talk with no one. And I will I'll even stop if you guys want to stop and talk with me. If you guys don't want to talk with me, don't bother me none. But I just really enjoy doing the stuff that it is that I do on here for you guys to know. But as soon as when um I make it to my goal or to my achievement, I will actually let every single one of you guys know on here, and a part of the surprise video that I'm gonna be doing. If you guys don't see a video, you guys are gonna figure out where you guys are gonna see me next, but I'm not gonna say what it is of what I'm doing or where I'm gonna be at. So if you guys want to figure that out, you guys can go on ahead and figure that out by your guys' selves, because I'm not gonna be saying what it is I'm doing or where I'm gonna be at. That's not my call of where I'm gonna be at. So whenever you guys do see me, I'm not even gonna say the word, but let's just say that you guys will pretty much see me on top of billboards outside. You guys might see a picture of me on some elevators in buildings or stuff like that. If you guys see me anywhere on signs, anywhere, either inside or outside, if you guys see me on any sort of signs or billboards, or just a picture of me on elevators and stuff, if you guys see me anywhere, you guys can always comment below if you guys see me anywhere, or if you just see me in general in person. You guys can always run up to me and I'll talk with you guys. But you can definitely say that I will be having fun once I start my accomplishment and once I get where I want to be at. But as long as if I'm doing the stuff that I love the most, I will continue and not give up my stuff that I love the most. Because my achievement that I am about to accomplish has always been my biggest dream ever since I've been one. And that's been about soon to be 23 years, because my birthday is coming up real soon, but it's not that soon yet. But whenever my birthday comes around, it will be considered as 23 years for me. But it's not my birthday yet. So I will see you guys whenever I see you guys. I don't really know that much about my fans, but whenever you guys are fans of me, you guys can always run and talk to me. I don't care if it's on the road or not. You guys can always talk with me if you want to talk to me. If you guys don't want to, you ain't gotta. But you can definitely say that you will pretty much see me almost everywhere if I'm assigned to do that. If you ever want to do something, I am always opened up to trying new things and doing new things. Um, I'm just trying to figure out how to say this without giving the secret and the surprise away, because it would be more considered as a surprise than it would be a secret. But it would be a secret to me, but I'm not going to say what the surprise would be to you. Because whatever would be a secret to me would be a surprise to you guys. But I just don't know how else to possibly put this in words. Because if I say the surprise a little bit too much or give too much of a hint away, it's going to give the surprise away. And it won't be considered as a surprise anymore. Then what good is a surprise if you're going to give the surprise away? So you just got to try your best to not say what the surprise is going to be or the surprises, because I even said in my last video that I tried making that failed. That in my last video that I said that failed to load, that one uh got messed up and it did not load on my YouTube account. So that one failed to load. So in this video, I have pretty much have to say exactly what it was that I'm doing or that I did in that last video. So in the last video that I made yesterday, that one was supposed to been that I'm supposed to be accomplishing this thing in 2 months, or in 2 months I'm starting it, but I'm giving myself a head start now. And I've been working on this for the past 2 weeks already. But last week I did not do it because it was some personal surprise birthdays. Not even really surprise birthdays, just birthdays in general. But I could not do my surprise because I had to do 2 birthdays for 2 different people. And that was fun. Even though that day was bad for one person, it was still good for the other person. But I had fun with the second birthday and not the first. So if I ever don't feel happy, in which whenever I make my videos, it's like I'm always happy for some reason. So whenever I get bored or don't feel right, whenever I'm here with someone or here alone by myself as I am right now, the only thing I gotta really do is just watch my favorite movies, which would be the five Rockies and um Val Kilmer movies. My one that I watched the most would definitely have to be Tombstone. So Tombstone would be my favorite movie that I watched the most with Val Kilmer in it. My favorite Rocky movie would have to be probably all five of them, because I like all five of them. I love to watch Rocky movies with Rocky Balboa, with him fighting. Because for some reason I've always liked Rocky Balboa for some reason. I don't really know why. Probably because the guy's so funny. And he's always making me die hard laugh every time when I hear his knock knock jokes. Just his jokes in general. Uh the funniest joke I've heard from him that I've picked up on was, and I tried saying this one in the last video from 2 days ago also, that my two favorite jokes that I've caught on to by him was, the first one was knock knock. And um his kid said, "Who's there?" And Rocky said, "Tuna fish." His kid said, "Tuna fish who?" And Rocky said, "You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish." And the one in one of the other movies, he said, "Why do cows have bells?" And Adrian said, "I don't know why." And he said, "Because um, they can't use their horns." And I didn't get that the first time I watched that movie with him and her in the movie. And mom had to explain it to me. Once I picked up on what she was saying and how she explained it to me was I literally did not get it the first time he said it, but I was just diehard laughing the second that mom broke it down to me. But I was literally laughing for about 15 minutes, maybe even longer than about 20 minutes. But I literally could not stop laughing. I was laughing throughout the whole entire movie once mom said that. And I just really wasn't picking up on his line for most of his jokes. Most times I pick up on him, most times I don't. The tuna fish, I did get that one instantly, but the cowbell one with the horn, I did not get that one that fast. And most of these Rocky movies, pretty much, actually not most of them, but all of them, I somehow managed to break down die hard laughing to where it's just, um, I don't even know how to even put this into words. I don't even know how to even explain this. With all the Rocky movies I've even watched the first Creed with him in it. And I don't know when this Creed movie was made, but it's not him younger, it's what he looks like now. I watched the first Creed movie, him in it, and I just broke down, die hard laughing. I could not keep myself chilled out. I couldn't do it. I cannot believe I'm getting ready to watch the first Rocky right now. Even though I've seen this movie, this will be my time watching this. But most times I get a chance to watch all 5 of them in one day. Sometimes I don't get. Sometimes it takes me about 5 days, sometimes a day, sometimes 2 or 3 days. But if anyone has any type of question at all about anything, you guys can ask me, and sometimes I might have the answer to your questions. Sometimes I might not even have that question or that answer to that question. So if you need help with anything at all, I don't care what it is. If you guys need help, I'll help you out. If you guys have a question, or if you guys just want to talk, I am always open up to talking and helping out. Because I really love to help people out. That is one of my most favorite things that I love to do. Even though that might not be my top number one thing, it would have to be probably my third or fourth. And I mean, it's nice to help people out. Because I've heard that term before. If the way, or you treat people the way how you want to be treated, if you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you. If they help you out, you can help them out. But it never hurts to help someone out. So that's like me saying, if you need help with something, I'll help you out. But whenever I need help with something, I might not ask you. I'm all right doing stuff myself because I want to be able to learn. I want to be able to teach myself without me having help. So if you ever want to have help with something, I'm always going to be here to help. So whenever I'm not around and whenever I can't help out people, I'm going to be with my surprise work on it still. And I might not be able to accomplish this until 2027. So whenever 2027 comes around, this achievement will be official by 2027, maybe earlier, maybe later. I don't really know because I can't really put a year or a month or a day on whenever this is going to be official or accomplished or achieved. So whenever this is complete, I will let every single one of you guys know when I achieved it, when I have finished it, and once I get to move on with my major surprise achievement. So I'm going to be making a little bit of a surprise, not that big, as my second one. That'll be up till 2027, possibly, maybe earlier, maybe later. So whenever I achieve my biggest one that I'm still working on, I will let every single one of you guys know. But my first one that is coming around soon on Friday, so which is um today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 18, 19, 20. On the 21st, I will start my first surprise, but it won't be that big as the second one because this one probably won't take as long as my second one will. My second one is going to be the longest and the most time. It's going to need the most work. My first one will not need that much work, but it also is going to take a lot to reach my goal, and it will take a lot of time, but it won't take as long as the second one. It'll take a lot of work and a lot of time, but not as much time as the second video. So this one will actually be a head start for me to work on myself, and the second one will need more time, more work, and more focus on myself to achieve this major goal that I've been working on. So whenever I get that time to do two huge things at the same time, it will be fun, mind blowing, and full of excitement. If I could put that into two words or into three separate words, it would be um excitement, um other words besides excitement, um so put it into three separate words would be, or in three words or less. So excitement, um definitely would be hyper. It would be achievement, and that's it. I will definitely be filled with energy and filled with hyper, or that really didn't make sense, but I will be a lot of really hyper once I achieve the second one. And once I achieve the first one, oh boy, everything will be sky high crazy, filled with hyper. I don't know why I keep saying that way, but that really makes no sense. So the next video I'm gonna be making will be tomorrow, but it has nothing to do with the surprise. I'm just gonna be making some random videos and kind of playing around with them until I can reach my first and my second biggest goals. And up and until I can achieve them, I will be focusing on myself until I can. All right, so I'm gonna be working on myself on Friday in 3 days, which is the 21st of this month. So I'm gonna be focusing on myself in 3 days, and in June, I'm gonna be also focusing on myself for the huge major top number one surprise. And when I mean major surprise, I mean major. So this is not nothing like a little step or a little surprise or a little taste in something. This will be when I seen major, I mean major. Like ginormous, like mind blowing, like you done did took it to the next level. Like how much more of a surprise do you possibly expect besides this one that I'm talking about right now that I'm not gonna be saying because nobody really knows of what it is that I'm actually talking about or what it is that I'm gonna be working on. If no one really realizes what I'm talking about right now, with my first surprise video, I will be able to make videos from time to time, but it might not be every single day like I have been doing. And with my second video, or my second surprise, I might not be able to have that much time making videos, but if I go a long time without making videos, it's because of the second surprise. But I'll get back with you guys whenever I accomplish my second surprise, which will be major again. And once I achieve my first one, you guys are going to see a huge, major surprise change, not only in me, but in my videos. And I just hope that all of you guys get to see and get to recognize what it is that I'm doing and why am I gone for so long. I'm not leaving because I want to leave, it's because I'm trying to accomplish something that some people might not actually realize what it is that I'm doing or what I'm trying to accomplish and why am I pushing myself so hard. It's actually because, well, I'm not going to say the real reason behind the first or second one, but I'll just say that, I've been trying to work on myself for years and years since I've been in school. And every time when I was in my first hour of class, I would never seem to sweat at all. And now I actually get to focus on myself with some things. So instead of me running, I can either run or walk because with the neighborhood that I'm in is a very bad, extremely dangerous and bad area. This is not a safe neighborhood. It is not a safe area where I'm at. So if anything happens and I'm at home alone by myself, the doors will always be locked. No one will be able to come in here. So the whole time while I'm doing my stuff in my room, no one will be able to come in unless if they have a key. So if you ain't got a key, you can't come in and I'm not gonna let you in. So the whole time while no one's here, I'm gonna be here by myself, focusing on myself and doing my work with the both two things that I'm working on. So you can definitely say I'm gonna be a very busy person for the next however long this stuff takes. But whenever this stuff is achieved and accomplished 100%, or as some people would say 110%. So whenever my stuff is 110% complete, I will jump in here live and I am going to let you guys know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So whichever one I accomplish first is what I'm going to be making a video about. But whatever one takes the longest, it'll still take some time until I can reach my goal. But don't bother um texting or saying or and any sort of comment at all. Don't bother saying, "Hey, jump back in here. We want more videos." If I go and disappear for a few months, maybe even weeks or days, if it takes about a year, maybe longer than years, then I will be gone for I don't know how long. But if I'm gone for a long amount of time, then it's going to take me a long time to achieve one by one or two by two. So however long this stuff takes, I can't rush it. With both these, I need to take my time. I need to move at my own pace. But I actually think that the first one will not take as long, and it'll still take a lot of time, but not as much time as my second one will. Because with my second one, it's gonna take a long time for me to achieve this stuff. But with my first one, I can actually move at my own pace. I can start and finish whenever it is that I want. I can also make videos while I'm working on my first surprise. If I don't do it, it's because I'm working on myself, working on my surprise. I'm also going to be listening to music and trying to fix myself up in one way but not another. So if I don't make any videos, it's because I'm working on myself and other types of different things. So if I'm out of here for a long time, don't worry, I'm alright. I'm just doing my stuff. but I'll be gone for a while. I know I say that a lot, but I still see myself making videos every single day. But if I don't make my videos every single day, it's because of certain reasons, but nothing that major to worry about. Because you guys don't have to worry about my stuff that I'm doing while I'm not making videos. So the whole time while I'm not making videos, I just do what I do. So I just work on myself, give myself as much time as I need so I can start my first one and finish my first one whenever I want. So until when I reach my goal where I want to be, I can start at any point in time and I can finish at any point in time. I could start my stuff by the second that I wake up and I can work on this stuff for about probably 7 or 5 hours, but it won't take that much time because my second one would have to be about 8 hours long. So if I work on my second one, uh it'll take 8 hours a day, but my first one will not be as long, but my second one will be 8 hours long for every day. So that's Monday through Friday, and my first one would be Monday through Sunday, so that'll be every single day straight. So my first one will be every single day for about 5 to 7 hours, maybe longer if I have to. But whenever I ain't busy with my first one, I'll be making videos. If I ain't making videos, I'm gonna be listening to my music. If I ain't listening to my music, then I'm gonna be watching my movies. If I ain't watching my movies, then I'm either asleep or I'm just walking around. If I ain't walking around, then I'm gonna be working on my plants. If I ain't working on my plants, then I'm eating. If I ain't eating, then I'm drinking. If I ain't drinking, then I'm just chilling and laying on the couch. Um, and if I ain't chilling on the couch, then I'm making my bed whenever I decide to wake up. But I mean, I'm constantly doing something. If I ain't doing something, then I'm on here. So I mean, you guys can pretty much jump in here at any point in time, whenever you want. I don't care what time of the day you guys jump in here. There's no time limit with me. But everything will be all right. No worries. You guys don't have to worry about me. You guys ain't got to stress out about me and my stuff that I'm going to be doing. So my videos will definitely be fun and entertainment. So I hope you guys have fun and enjoy the rest of your night or the rest of your day. So if you guys are having a good day, continue to have a good day and have fun in school. And make sure you guys get good grades, get straight A's because straight A's are good. F's are bad. You do not want anything lower than an A. Anything lower than an A is bad because whenever you get A's and you get straight A's through every single one of your class periods, the A's will be on your report card, or as grade cards, as some people say. So if you get straight A's on your report card, them straight A's mean that you passed that class with math, music, science, reading, social studies, whatever classes that you have that you're taking. If you pass every single one of them classes, you get to move up a grade by the next year. Or if they feel like you're too smart for that grade, then they probably move you up about 2 grades. But it really depends on how well you do. So you don't want anything lower than an A. If you get an A plus, that's actually better than an A. So I always tell myself it's better to stay with the A pluses than anything else. Because your grades, I did not realize that your grades actually reflect on when you graduate and how well you are with, like, how smart you are in a way with memorizing things. Um, with moving up, they might put you through college if they do see you doing a really well job. If they see that your failing and falling behind, they can always help you out if you're struggling with something. If they see that you're having trouble, don't be afraid to ask for help, because asking for help, I've always told myself that you asking for help is actually like a shortcut way of you getting yourself out of a bad, not really like a serious bad, but like, I mean, you're getting yourself out of something that you're struggling with, but it's always easier to ask for help. If you're someone that doesn't like to ask for help, don't worry about it. I mean, asking for help ain't really gonna hurt nothing. It's just being helpful, and it's the right thing to do. But if you're scared to ask for help, it doesn't hurt to ask for help, because I know what it's like, because I didn't like to ask for help either. I like to try and figure out stuff on my own. The one thing I always struggled with in school was reading, science, and social studies. Sometimes I did struggle with social studies, sometimes I didn't. But I really never realized what study hall was until I had to go in there. So they broke it down for me to understand what study hall was. And they said that study hall is like a classroom where you're not answering questions, the teacher's not teaching you anything. You're just sitting in a classroom, and it gives you enough time to actually get caught up on your homework, so that way you're not falling behind. So whenever you're done with study hall, you can always go to school the next day and turn in your work that it is that you've been working on when you've been in study hall. So whenever you're in study hall, that actually gives you enough time to actually work on your homework and get yourself caught up. If you ever need to check something or look something up to one of your answers that's on your test, you can always pull it up on your computer. Your computer won't get you in trouble, but your phone definitely will. So you can always look up your answer from your computer. That will actually save you from getting your phone taken away from you. So instead of you using your phone in class, because you're not supposed to have your phone on you in class, the teacher will actually take your phone away from you if either he or she sees you with your phone out. They will take your phone away from you, and you won't get it back until the end of the class, or up until parent-teacher conferences if they're really that strict. So it's better for you just to keep your phone in your bag, on silent, make sure all your sounds are turned down, and nothing is turned up. So you can pretty much use your computer or your tablet, whatever it is that some schools give away to you. If you have uh, Chromebooks, you can use your Chromebook. If your Chromebook is dead, then you can use the school Chromebook that is not assigned to you. That's the classroom Chromebook. So you can always use the school Chromebook if your Chromebook is dead, and you can pretty much look up whatever it is that the teacher needs you or wants you to look up. If they don't want you to do it and you're doing it just to help yourself out in a way, then you should always ask the teacher first, can I do this first, and see if it helps me out. If it does help you out, then it would be all right, maybe sometimes all right with the teacher. But if they're really strict and they don't want you doing it, you can always ask the kid or whoever it is that's sitting beside you or behind you, maybe in front of you, if that's all right. But the number one thing that you do not want is, do not get caught by the teacher of asking somebody else besides the teacher for help. Because some teachers are really strict and some people just ain't that strict. But I actually did see some kids in the lunchroom whenever it was lunch period time. Some people would be working on their homework in lunch, which is all right, and that's actually really smart too. So you can either work on your work in your classroom, where that paper belongs, or you can work on it in study hall or in lunch, or you can do your homework in private at home, where you might not have the answer to always. But things would be a lot more helpful while you're at school in study hall, sometimes in the lunchroom if you actually need that much help. But it never hurts to ask for help from anyone. You can ask your friends for help, if your friends ain't with you at school, you can always ask the people beside you or across the table from you. If you're ever in like study hall or something, you have to sit behind a desk, you can always ask the people behind you, in front of you, or across from you. And if they don't help you out, there's something wrong. If they're just someone who doesn't like to help out or talk a lot because they could be a very closed off person, they could be shy, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong with being shy and being a closed off person. I know what it's like. So, I mean, so everyone deals with certain things differently. So, however you might react to one thing, they could react completely different from you. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't mess with some people because some people just don't really see other people's way in some way. So you can always try and figure things out on your own, which might be the best way. And you could also ask for help if you're at school, if you're at home. And I mean, you can always invite people to help you out, people that stay with you. If you invite friends over, that can also be a distraction too, but also helpful. So, I mean, you just ask yourself, what's the best option? What's the best move for me to do? Should I have this person help me out who around 24/7? Or should I go and ask a friend, which could be helpful or can be a distraction at the same time, too? Um, and every time when I had to do homework, I always did it at school sometimes. And then whenever I got home, I could go and have fun, play on my tablet, or just go down to the neighbor's house that was two doors or two streets or two houses down from where I was in KCK. And whenever I did my homework at home, I felt like that was just wasting time for me to play and for me to either play on my tablet or play down at the neighbor's houses two houses down from where I was. And it always made me frustrated when I did not get my homework done when I was at home. But whenever I was at mom's house, um, I had to jump on my homework the second that I got home from school. And I was all right doing that because I really had no friends where I was at with mom. So whenever I got done with my homework, I would go in my room and I would go watch TV. And my favorite movie that I loved to watch every single day after school was E.T. What are the odds of that? A movie from 1984. What are the odds of that? I love old movies. Old movies are actually fun and entertainment. Cause I mean, you really can't go wrong with old movies. Like old movies are fascinating. They're entertainment. They're funny sometimes. You just got to pick up on the background story and what's really going on throughout the whole entire movie. The best movie that I can actually say that I picked up on the most would have to be Tombstone, E.T., um, all the Rocky movies, um, pretty much any sort of Val Kilmer movies, any Tom Cruise movies. Um, So really, it's all right to ask for help with homework and just anything in general. So if you need help with something, don't be afraid to ask. Because I mean, if you have your own problems, your own reason with you asking for help or not asking for help, you ain't got to say nothing. It's all right. If you're a closed off person, if you're scared to ask, or if you're just shy in general, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people just don't like talking that much, and that's all right. So every single day when I got home from school on Monday through Friday, every single day when I got home from school, I would go to mom's where I was staying at, and I was not staying with dad. I would stay at mom's permanently, and I would jump on my homework the second that I got home from school. The second that I walked in the door, I went right to the table, jumped on my work, turned it in the next day, and I was good. So the second that I was finished with my homework, I would clean up. And whenever I was done cleaning up, Grandma showed up. And whenever Grandma showed up, me and her would go out, have fun, go to the movies, go out to eat, play games, clean, cook, watch movies together. She would put me down to go to sleep. Whenever Mom walked in the door, she went to sleep when she was done taking her shower. And when she was done with her eating and drinking her coffee. And whenever she was finished, Grandma would leave after Mom came home. So when Mom came home, Grandma left, and Grandma would show up every single day, Monday through Sunday. Me and her did have fun together with certain things that we did. Sometimes she would let me sleep over at her house, and Mom would come get me the next day after um, I was done with school. So on Saturdays and Sundays, she would let me sleep at her house. And whenever I had school Monday through Friday, so Mondays through Fridays, I would always stay at mom's because I couldn't go anywhere because I had school. But on Friday, when I went to go to sleep, I would stay at grandma's house Friday through Sunday, and I would have fun with her, and me and her would watch movies on the, I don't know what you would call them, VH tapes, or them little black tapes. They're not cassette tapes, they're just like V8 or whatever something tapes, but they're not that old. Um, but I mean, to some people they would be really old, but certain tapes, VCR tapes, yeah, there you go, VCR tapes. Whenever I would finish one movie, I would um pause it, rewind it, take it out, put a new movie in, put that movie away in its case, and I would start a whole new movie from the beginning. If someone watched that movie before me and did not rewind it, I would have to put it on pause, rewind it back to the beginning, and I would watch it from the beginning. And I would have fun with grandma watching TV, watching movies, cooking with her, making cookies, playing games, coloring, staying up late. Even though that grandma tried putting me on a set bedtime schedule, even though I didn't want to follow that schedule, I still had to because I knew that grandma was, she tried to act strict, but she wasn't. And most times she was nice, most times she wasn't. About 50% or 98% of the time, she was not nice at all. And about 2% she was only nice whenever she wanted to be. If you think that you're really strict and you're really not, so what's the point of you acting strict when you really ain't? But most times it's just, I mean, keep it simple and don't try and act like something that you actually ain't. So, I mean, what's the point of doing something that you ain't or acting like something that you ain't? So, I mean, if you're not strict, why would you try and act strict? Or if you're a nice person, you try and be bad. Or if you're a bad person, why would you try and be nice? I mean, some things just don't make sense these days. They really don't.